Hello everyone, thank you for joining in to this video. So today we're going to be talking about changing the spark plugs out on our 2004 Ford Ranger. So my Ranger is equipped with the 3.0 Vulcan V6. So we have 6 spark plugs here. We've gone with the Champion 3401s. These are a platinum plug that is recommended from the factory. These plugs do come pre-gapped at 0.044. But you always want to open each plug and double check before you install them. You never know, somebody may have dropped one of the plugs while they were putting them in the boxes. You just always want to double check, make sure that all 6 are the correct gap. So to do this, typically you'll see one of those round spark plug gauges that has the numbers moving up incrementally on it, but in our case, we're going to be using a feeler gauge here. So we've put 2 of these shims together to meet that 0.044 requirement. So we're just going to double check the gap here. We're going to take our feeler gauge and we're going to go right in between the electrode and make sure that that's a snug fit on the plug. So that's what you want to see. Just a slight bit of resistance. You know you're right there at 0.044 and we know that this plug is good to be installed. Alright, so to start here, we're going to be removing the first spark plug wire in the front of the engine. You're just going to go ahead and pull on this and remove it from the spark plug. Next, we're going to get our socket wrench. This is a 5/8 and we have our spark plug adapter. So there's a piece of rubber in there that's going to grip the spark plug and ease when taking it out. So we'll go ahead, get our socket on the plug, and break this loose. Once it's loose, you can remove the ratchet and do the rest by hand. So we'll go ahead and inspect the plug. Looks like a pretty large gap. We can see some wear there. So we're going to go ahead and replace these. So now that we have our new spark plug, before we install this into the engine, we're going to put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. You don't want to go crazy with this, just a slight amount. Really just tap it to the threads in maybe 1 or 2 spots, and that'll be plenty for what we're looking to do here. So go ahead, take our plug, place it in our socket, and screw this back into the engine. You always want to start these by hand to make sure that you're not cross-threading. Now once it's tight by hand, you can go ahead and grab your ratchet and tighten this up. So with a new plug, these plugs call for half a turn with a fresh washer to crush them. You don't want to go too tight, but if you can gauge, where your ratchet is, just going 1/2 turn to ensure that it's tight enough. Looks like it compressed even less, so that was about 1/4 of a turn, and our plug is now installed. So for the middle cylinder here, you won't need more than a short extension to access this plug. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this middle one here. Again, once you break it loose, you can remove your ratchet and do the rest by hand. Now for this back one, you're really not even going to need this full extension. So we're just going to go for the smallest option that we have, which is just going to be the knuckle itself. That should give us enough room to get our ratchet on this last plug on this side of the block. That one's really bad. There's almost no electrode left. So this middle one on the driver's side of the engine is a little bit tight with the oil dipstick here, but you should be able to slide the socket past it. We have a knuckle just so we have a little bit better room to work here, but shouldn't have a problem.